Like most of you, in the last few months, I've had more time cooking at home for my family than ever before.
Oh, yes.
It's been beautiful.
Who's hungry?
Oh, here we go. If not a little stressful at times. I've had the chance to look at ingredients that we all buy week in, week out.
Be wobbly.
You can be wobbly. And come up with some new recipes to break us out of our usual habits. It's charring up, it's spitting, it's crackling. Using the ingredients we love in totally different ways. Oh, you know that makes sense. To create simple, exciting and affordable meals. Can you imagine how delicious that's going to be? So whether you're feeding a crowd, home alone, getting ready for date night, or with a mob like mine.
Sausage pie, look at that. Mind your finger?
I can't wait to share these new recipes with you.
If you let it into your life, it will be a new favourite, I'm telling you.
When days are busy and you've got a lot of mouths to feed, the humble roast chicken is a thing of beauty. So I'm going to cook a delicious one-pan roast chicken. Now, the idea of stuffing a roast chicken isn't new, but the way I'm going to do it is.
Right. So my family is a bit topsy-turvy, probably like yours, and I want to do a dish that's good for everyone, from my 3-year-old right up to Jules. I've always got someone that likes certain things, some people that like others. So look, chicken winner, sausage winner, and I've got the simplest way to put the two together. There's a few little tips and tricks that amplify flavour and deliciousness. We're going to do beautiful Cumberland sausages under the skin. It's going to absolutely make that breast meat so succulent and tasty. It's just going to be so good. That's right, let's get cracking. So even though this is all about the chicken, let me just put that aside for a second. I want to make the most amazing sliced potato, parsnip and leek bake. The flavours of these three things together are amazing. So I'm literally just going to slice up a scrubbed parsnip. I haven't peeled them. The flavour is definitely in the skin. Go as thin as you comfortably can and just get slices like this. If it's ever a bit wobbly, go on that flat edge and we'll just slice through that again. So I'm kind of pulling my finger out because if I've learnt one thing in 20 years of marriage with my wife, it's do not be late for lunch. She keeps me on time, that's good. So 2 parsnips, about 700 grams of potatoes. You can use Maris Pipers. I've just dug these up. Beautiful red skin potatoes, but it could be carrots, it could be celeriac, it could be turnips. You can muck about with it. Anything crunchy, any great root vegetable can be sliced up and put with this. With the leeks, I often look at them in 2 ways, right? You've got the white part that is just silky smooth. So we can do nice, sort of same size slices as the potatoes with this. And then where the sunlight has sort of seen the leeks, it's turned it green and it's a little bit tough. So what I tend to do with those darker parts is finely slice that a bit more if you can. It just helps the heat get to it. So in here, I'm going to add some sage leaves. You could use rosemary, you could use thyme. The nice thing as well, it's in one tray, so less to wash up. So perfect if you kind of got like, stuff to do or, you know, family running around and you want to kind of just enjoy the moment a little bit more. Who wants to wash up all day, right? So we're going to bring that together with a nice lug of olive oil, a good pinch of pepper, a good pinch of sea salt, and we'll give it a good old toss. So the genius thing here is I'm going to cook the chicken on top of it. So chicken juice is raining down on this potato dish. It's going to be really, really good. Right, let's get on to our chicken. Now, first up, I'm going to take some sage and do the only polite thing, which is stick some up the jacksie. That will flavour from the inside out for no reason other than aesthetics. If you want a nice knuckle on the end of the chicken bone, just run your knife around the top of the chicken leg, just like that. It's super simple. And then just disjoint it like that. And then you get that as a finish, which I think is better. Then we come to stuffing it. The challenge with roasting the perfect chicken is this breast meat often gets cooked before the legs, right? So what we can do is even up the cooking times by protecting the breast with a lovely Cumberland sausage. Get your finger and put it on one side of the breast. Can you see my finger under the skin? And just make a little bit of a gap. Then in with a spatula and just carefully pulling the skin at the tip towards you. You don't want to tear it. See how the spatula easily goes down, and that will prise a gap. Now, this means opportunity. Opportunity for herbs, marinades, and in this case, a ruddy good sausage. We're going to use this almost like a piping bag, right? So we can kind of squeeze it out. Now, there's nothing glamorous and visually appealing about this, but if you love food, you've got to go with the flow. This is family cooking here. I remember the first time I saw my mum stuffing the Christmas turkey, and I got shocked, but it's just love, it's flavour. So I'm going to squeeze the meat out of the sausage, right, and into this breast area, get rid of the skin. What we're doing is creating like a little protective layer that will stop the heat from the oven getting to the breast as fast. On the other side, spatula in like that. Sausage number 2. It's just a really easy way to do it. You can shape it in and then just grab a cocktail stick. Then you can pull the skin over like that. See how I've gone through 2 bits of the skin? Then you can kind of wind it up like this and then secure it in here like that. What I'll do now is just wash my hands. You all right, River?
Yeah.
What's the matter with him, Jay?
He's having a meltdown about positions of seating.
Okay.
I want to go that side.
Okay. Very demanding 3.5-year-old. So then just a little bit of olive oil on the chicken, a touch of salt and pepper. Rub that all over. We'll roast that in an oven now, any oven, at about 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, depending on how big your chicken is. As that roasts, it will drip onto that potato dish, and it will be double flavour. You got everything you need at the table? Look at this. So you can see how that chicken has been cooking and dripping juices onto the potatoes. So maximum flavour. Love that. I'll serve it in the roasting tray. Again, another less thing to wash up. The chicken I'll just let rest for a second. So here I've got some watercress. You can use any salad you want. I'm just giving it a little spin. So just wash it, spin it, get a lovely ripe pear, finely slice it like that. I'm going to go through the whole thing, seeds and all. Just go as fine as you can. That will start to discolour, so then we go in with some lemon, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, and what's really nice is I've got resting juices coming out the chicken here as well, which is delicious. And then we'll pour some of those resting juices on the salad. Beautiful. But what I really love about the kind of pear and watercress salad is it helps you kind of take a roast dinner to the summer, but also, I'm coming! Let me show you the benefit of this technique of stuffing. Take the cocktail stick out, just cut in the skin here, and this leg meat will just pull off. Pure tenderness right there. So I can joint that off like that. Look at that, beautiful chicken drumstick right there. The skin's gone wonderfully crisp. River, my little 3-year-old, loves the old crispy skin. And then we got the breast meat. So let's have a little look at this, because the idea of this Cumberland sausage is to protect the really delicate white breast meat. Look how juicy that is. Look at that cross-section. Just beautiful. Put that on the platter. I'll do all the work for the kids, because if I leave it to them, they'll just create carnage. Lunchtimes only go the right way about 5 times out of 10. Who's hungry? Come on then. Buds, can you take that to the table? There's a fork to serve. Make sure everyone gets salads. No one can creep out. Take these potatoes. There you go. Got it? I'm going to get every last bit of meat off this chicken. And I bet you it will all be gone. A beautiful roast chicken with a bit of a twist. Right then, who wants some chicken?
Oh, yum.
Oh, I've got a feeling that River's taking all the food. Right, Mummy, have you got a plate?
No, I'm just going to share with you.
I'll do your plate, Jules. There you go, Mum.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ah! Did you like your lunch?
Yeah.
What was your best bit of the lunch?
I wanted my chocolate.
Yeah.
Where's the chocolate?
Why are you putting your fingers in my mouth? So here in my culinary potting shed, you know, the nice thing is I can kind of get myself away from trouble. You know, this is where I do experiments, this is where I do my pickling and smoking, fermenting. Often things might explode. It might be a bit messier than when I'm in front of my wife. But what I love to do in here is batch cook. I'm a massive believer that everyone should have a couple of big pans, even bigger than this, you know, for doing big vats of soup, chili con carnes. I think that a lot of cooking now is geared towards speed and efficiency and very busy people. But actually, on your days off, the ability to love something once, get it in the freezer in little portions, 2 portions, and it can keep loving you back in months to come. I love that. And I'm going to batch cook today a beautiful twist on a bolognese. I'm going to show you a very British bolognese. I've done a couple of little tweaks that I'm kind of excited about by using amazing smooth pale ale. I'm going to use cheddar instead of parmesan, and then a brilliant twist on how to make a pasta that just wraps around that mincemeat in a very cool but fast and efficient way. So let's crack on with this. In this nice big ragu pan, I'll put in some olive oil. I'll start the story with a very reliable herb, rosemary, 2 or 3 sprigs into that oil, and that will be the beginning of flavour. Fantastic herb. You can put them in whole. The flavour will come out, but they'll be really crispy. Just give it a little move around. That was amazing. Another really good trick worth mentioning are these pre-chopped bags of carrots, onions and celery. I think they're really handy because you can kind of get into stew mode or soup mode, or in this case, bolognese mode straight away. Those bags are 400 grams, so there's 800 grams in there. So the first lesson in getting maximum flavour in this bolognese is do not rush this bit. We have to soften this veg, and we have to start lightly caramelising this veg. If we don't, if we just boil the veg, it's only ever going to be average. So let's let it do its business. Now, in this recipe, I'm using mushrooms, wonderful chestnut mushrooms. I think that this is brilliant because we're upping the veg, and they're almost going to act like the mincemeat. They're going to give you huge flavour and amazing colour. So I've got 500 grams for this big old batch, and I'm just going to slice it up, kind of make them the same size as the carrots and the onions, give or take. So, look, if you look in the pan now, you can see, and I can smell, that we're frying nicely. There's little bits of caramelisation starting to happen here. And I'm getting quite excited. Look, this idea of doing a British bolognese wasn't kind of born out of being an idiot or just like being creative for no reason. Like, when I'm batching at the weekends, I always sort of like try new things. And actually, that's where this British bolognese came from, kind of looking at British beer, cheddar cheese, you know, and trying to embrace it and make it part of the depth of flavour in this dish. So look, you can see now that all these lovely veggies are really soft and they're taking on colour. Now we go in with the mushrooms. Now, here's the thing about batch cooking. When you batch, you'll save money. And look, it's no more work. It's no more work. And that same love, care and focus that you put into this one batch here can keep giving you love back for many weeks to come from bagging it up and putting it in the freezer. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. And I love that. You can hear it's changing by adding the mushrooms. The mushrooms are mainly water. So they're now going to start giving water to the pan, and then it will go back to frying again. So I've got a kilo of beautiful minced beef. If you wanted to, you could do a blend of pork and beef, which is quite nice to do as well. Use the back of the spoon to break up the mincemeat. Carry on cooking this for another like 10, 15 minutes to get back to frying again. So look, it's had a nice little cook-off. So now is when I love to add the beer. So a beautiful pale ale goes in. It's got amazing malty flavours, really deep kind of chocolatey vibe. I'm gonna put a bottle in, about 500 mils. So what I want to do now is bring that to the boil and cook it down. So next up, we've got the tinned tomatoes. So 4 tins of tomatoes will go in our ragu. Oh, hello. Are you hungry? Oh, you know what we're doing?
Buddy Bolognese and
Basically
tomato
wants Buddy's food.
Tomato. Well, I'm putting tomatoes in now.
Do you want to put one in?
One of the important things is to cook the beer away, not just to intensify flavour, but to kind of get the alcohol out. So now we go in with the tomatoes, and we'll let that simmer for like 1 to 2 hours until really tender and delicious.
To blush that in.
Blush it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's this? Can I hold it?
It's a blusher.
You mean a masher? One of these? Do you want to use that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So get your 4 tins of tomatoes in, and then it's nice to fill 2 tins up with water. Babe, this will be cooking for an hour and a half, then serve up dinner?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, oh yeah. Have you got, what are you serving it with?
What am I serving it with?
Like, yes, spaghetti?
Pasta.
No,
Beautiful
what type of pasta?
It's
Special
spaghetti.
pasta.
Spaghetti.
Buddy,
Can you suck it up is what he's asking.
can you suck it up?
Kind of.
Please.
No.
Oh, what is it then?
It's a special pasta. Buddy's going to do it with me.
Spaghetti. No, I want the special.
Success.
Suck it up, River.
So there you go. If you're wondering why I have a kitchen in a shed far away from the house, that's exactly why. So River wants spaghetti because he wants the pasta that you can suck up, right? He hasn't got that today. So that also just puts this very safe family meal at slight jeopardy, but that's all right. I'm not going to bow to his wants. Bring that to a boil and let that simmer for an hour or 2 until it's succulent, gorgeous and tender. And what I'm going to do then is show you how to make the most amazing pasta. It's a really cool little trick. Right, I've gained a little helper. I want to show you what I think is the coolest little hack for turning a sheet of fresh lasagna into a really beautiful thing. So, in the fridge, I've got 2 packs of fresh lasagna. Buddy, if you just separate those, my darling boy.
Yes.
And what's brilliant is, from the sheet of pasta, you know, normally people would make lasagna, right? I think we can do way more. What we can do is cut this into pappardelle by going 2 centimetres thick, tagliatelle, 1 centimetre thick, tagliolini, just even smaller than that, or you can make up a new shape. So all I do is slice down, gap, slice down, gap, slice down, and then kind of put it slightly ajar and do slice down, gap, slice down, gap. Can you copy that, Buds?
Yeah,
Because
maybe
you're gonna-
wobbly.
You can be wobbly. See where that gap is there, Buds? See that gap? Then I put another bit down there. So basically, score, gap, score, gap, score, gap, score. Once this is cooking, all these little cuts that I'm doing right now will open up, right? It's going to separate like a concertina. This is going to grab hold of the ragu and the sauce in a very different kind of cool way. So look, Buds, you do me one. Do me one more sheet so I can get cooking. I'm going to make a little portion for me now, just to kind of, you know, test. With the ragu, what we want to do is just check it for seasoning. So just try a little bit. Massive, big flavour. The beer and the mushrooms, amazing. I've got the rosemary in there as well. We'll adjust the seasoning for sure. So I've got a pan of boiling water. If you want, you can put a little oil in the water. This will help these not stick together. And then we'll literally drop this into the water and the other one and the other one. The brilliant thing about this pasta is that it cooks in like 3 minutes. Can you see how all the little cuts are opening up? Nice, well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So, Buds, can you go and rally the troops?
Yeah.
Good man, off you go. So, let me just show you how I love to serve this dish. I'll put in a little bit of the ragu here, just a couple of spoons. Then I'll take that amazing pasta. Look at the shape of it. A little splash of water, by the way, just to make it oozy. A kiss of oil. And then the last very British ingredient, some cheddar. It really melts beautifully. And then I like to use 2 spoons just to almost dress it like a salad. But just look how gorgeous this serves up. The little ribbons, the little slashes, and you can see how the pasta's clinging onto the sauce in a very different way. Look at that. And I just find this way you go from the everyday to something really sublime. A beautiful little take on the great Bolognese. Right, let's have a little try. Wowzers. The beer has this big malty flavour, but there is an underlying bitterness, right? But then when it's contrasted with the sweetness of the ragu, the vegetables, the tomatoes, that is so tasty. I'll let the ragu cool down and then I'll bag it up and I can freeze it. I'm really pleased with that. These are reusable, so these are quite cool, as you can use them, freeze them, and then you can like dishwash them. They're fantastic instead of using disposable stuff all the time. Just squeeze the air out and then zip it up like that. I always put them down flat like that, and then when they freeze, they almost freeze like little books. And then when they're frozen, you can kind of rack them up and you have a whole line of future meals that you can enjoy. Right, who wants pasta first?
Me.
Me!
Buddy, your pasta's great. Buddy, hungry, very hungry or medium hungry?
I'm medium.
Enjoy, big boy.
This pasta kind of is the sucky one.
Oh, see, it's sucky pasta.
It's gone quiet all of a sudden. I can't hear River anywhere. Is it nice?
Yeah.